Welcome back to No Lay Shelves. I'm Michelle.
I'm Rachel.
So, what other books have you read this week?
Hunting Adeline.
You finally finished it? Okay.
Yes.
What is your rating on that one?
A 3.5.
Since it's the second in the series,
Yes.
Correct. Okay. I'm not going to get too much into that, but...
It's a dark romance and it is a lot of trauma.
So,
Just...
so you want a trauma dump? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if you want to go through like
Some
700 pages of trauma, well, 300 pages like real intense trauma.
Okay. So it's a very dark romance. Okay.
Yes.
We've encountered some of those in our travels. I've read some lighter things. Of course, Omegaverse, book. So it's called The Omega Clause by Jerica James. It was, of course, Omegaverse White Shoes. And it was like a holiday romance because I'm still trying to cling on to that Christmas. And then I actually picked up, so we actually went over on a previous episode, Night of the Living Cat manga. So I picked up the next one because it came out, 6. And it's just a continuation of that series. It's crazy.
Zombie cats.
Yes, it's just one of those, it's getting more into the plot of, what happened now. And then, of course, I read Solo Leveling Volume 9, because I'm on a solo leveling kick. But it's the last one I have, so I had to go buy some more. Alright, that's all I've read, besides, obviously, the podcast book, which we're about to talk about.
Yes.
So... this is the second book in the LifeLike series by Jay Kristoff, and it is called Deviate.
Yes.
Whew, okay. So, of course, this is the second book in the series, which is our theme this month. So if you haven't read the first one, sorry, but we're going to talk about the second one.
Yeah. Yeah, pause. Read the first one.
Yes.
Listen to that episode. Come back.
Yes. And then the second one we're going to do for you. So, do we want to kind of do a recap of the first book? Did we do that for the last one?
No, but it was also a hockey romance.
Oh, that's true. Okay, let's do maybe a quick recap of what happened. Can we...
Yeah.
Is that easy enough to do?
Sure. There's a lot of stuff in the first book that happened.
A lot of, world building. So the main character in the first book is Eve, who... oh, God. Is a scavenger, kind of.
Yeah.
Lives with her grandpa. Let's see here.
Her best friend is named Lemon Fresh.
And they also have a small little robot called Cricket. Sorry, I don't know where I was trying to do a cricket noise, I guess? I don't know. So, some things happen. Obviously, plot. And so now they're being... I guess technically hunted?
Yes. So, Lemon has powers.
Yes.
To fry electronics.
But Eve doesn't know that in the first book.
No.
And actually, into this book? No. She doesn't even know in the second book.
Okay. So, Preacher is going after Eve because he thinks Eve has powers.
Yes, because it was televised on a dome fight, and the way to save Eve was Lemon saved her friend, and now the world thinks Eve is a deviant. And the Brotherhood, which is one of the... I'm just going to come out and say it. Church cult.
Yeah, they're a religious cult.
That does not like anything different, and including kind of mutant genes. So say you're born with an extra finger, an extra toe, you're dead. Because you're different.
So, in the first book, we find out that Eve is not an actual person. She is a LifeLike, which is a robot, kind of.
It is what it is. It's a LifeLike robot, the first of the series, or the first of its kind. And they're all LifeLikes are infected with the virus that make them not have to obey the 3 laws of
robotics.
Yeah, I was gonna say his name's Isaac
Asimov. So she finds this out that she's not actually Anna, which is still to this day, it blows my mind that it was an Anastasia reference.
Yes. They're his whole family.
Yeah. So, Cricket was small. Now he's huge.
Yeah, his mind got transferred into this, like, 7-foot tall mecha robot. Yeah.
Kaiser is no longer in the picture. Poor baby.
He did what he did best, saved them.
Preacher is still there, but you think he's dead at the beginning.
Yes. Yes.
Which
was a great, like, I try to mark the characters that are dead, and then some of them I just don't know if they're actually dead because everyone just comes back.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of robots see.
And then we have Zeke, which is the lifelike that was in love with Anna Monrova in the first book, who he thought Eve was, but she is not.
Yes. And even she didn't know. She was his, I guess, the father's favorite, kind of like favorite child. She was the baby of the family. No. She was just the favorite.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. And so when a convoy kind of struck and injured Anne to the point of he had to put her on life support, that kind of broke him. And of course he made Eve, LifeLike Eve. It gets confusing when they, like, are supposed to be the same person but not the same person, and then interchangeable names.
Yes. In this book, she's just Eve, and they're looking for Anna.
Yes.
There's a rumor in St. Petersburg.
Which makes it, I think, it helped this book. But, yes, so some of the lifelikes want different things. Obviously, Zeke's helping Eve, and the other ones are trying to kill, everyone, basically. And then some are just kind of neutral, and some we didn't even see in the first book at all.
Yes. Okay, so we ready for this book?
Yes.
Okay.
We're here. I just wanted to kind of give, like, a quick, like, recap, just in case you needed a refresher, because I sure did. So, the second book is kind of like the first book, where it has multiple POVs. And it takes immediately after the first book. There is no, like, oh, it's been a week. No, it literally
right after.
Get into the second book and you're already into, they're at the spire, the Babel Tower. Sorry, not the spire. The Babel Tower. They just had a major fight, and we think Preacher's dead. We think Preacher's dead. Kaiser is dead. I'm trying to think who else, like, Lemon Fresh had to escape because she was getting radiation from the Babel Tower. So her, Zeke, and Cricket.
Yes.
Are
take off
in this big tank they commandeered.
Silas is dead too.
Silas, yes.
Was the scientist that I think basically created Eve.
A board member with Nicholas, former mechanic, doctor, raised Eve, and it's like a granddaughter.
Yeah.
So, that's where my notes for the first book are.
So he is definitely dead.
Yes. I mean, we haven't read the third book, so... But yes, I think he is no longer alive as a human.
Yes.
I mean, you have to specify this at this point.
So I think the titles of these books are kind of like giveaways.
Yes. Once you finally started reading it, I was like, oh, I know why the first one's called LifeLike. And I know exactly why this is called this. Do we want to get into that? Or do we want to kind of...
Well, we know it at that point, because...
Yes.
She knows at the end of the book.
Yes.
So Lemon has powers. She can fry electronics, anything that has, like...
Any kind of electric charge.
Yeah.
Which includes humans on some degree. Which I didn't even think about until later in this book.
No.
So, I just want to keep that in mind. So we get into... The three are in the tank, leaving Babel. And they're going through the glass, and they get attacked by some, like, scavengers.
Yeah.
And they fight them off. And then Cricket kind of goes down for the count. The body that he inhabited ran out of juice. Which kind of sucks.
And he's huge, so they can't carry him anywhere.
Yeah, he's like, I want to say it's like 7 foot tall or something. And he's used to being in this like really tiny, like 10-meter body. And yes, I think it's meter. I think it's what he says. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of the first chapter. And then we get into what's he gonna do?
Yeah. So Lemon thinks that Zeke is gonna leave her and abandon her because he wants to go after Eve.
Yes.
Which
is his love of his life, but not really.
Yeah. So Zeke's like, okay, I'm gonna go back to Babel because you can't go because radiation.
Yes.
We can't leave Cricket because he's huge and he's just on the ground.
Yeah. So Zeke has the great idea. Why don't I just walk back, run back, or whatever, to Babel, get new tires, because the tires on their tank kind of busted from the skirmish, and a new battery for Cricket. And so Lemon Fresh is like, okay, well, you're not going to leave me, are you? And he said, no, I'm coming back for you. Okay. So they have a radio. So Zeke kind of takes off, and then
he tells her to stay in the tank.
Yes.
Don't get out of the tank. Stay in the tank.
Because they're still in the glass. I don't know if I printed out the... So they're in the glass, which has which is what it's named for. There's a ton of like sandstorm that has debris, and it's very dangerous. And there's also a lot of radiation from the Babel Tower that used to be a thermal plant of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot's happening here, guys. Stay up. Keep up with it. No, I'm just kidding.
So, while Zeke's on his mission back to Babel, she goes, I'm just going to get out. Because she needs to puke.
Yes, which is a sign of radiation sickness.
Yeah.
I knew as soon as she went to sleep, she woke up, she's like, oh my god, I gotta puke. And I'm like, she has radiation sickness. Which they kind of mentioned in the first one, her soaking up rats because her radiation chute was damaged, and that's why they had to have her leave with them.
Yes, because she is human, and everybody else is some kind of robot.
Yes, that's a very good, accurate description there.
So she gets out and she sees these bees and she's like, what is this? This is a bee.
Yes. So then she radios Zeke. She's like, what? Do bees kill? Do bees harm me in some way? And he's like, bees? What the fuck are you talking about? And then radio silence. And so he's like, oh, okay. She's out of the fucking tank. He's like, he already knows. And so he starts spreading back the other way. He's going to work out today.
Yes.
And so Lemon is introduced to Hunter, which is a robot that has beehives in her body, is my best description.
I was thinking they were like...
Because there's like honeycomb shape.
Yes. I think they're like mechanical bees that live in her body.
Yes, but she's also a mechanical being. Yes.
She came from biomass.
Yes.
Because there's two companies, Biomass and Daedalus.
Yes.
Biomass is more biology stuff.
Yeah, bioengineered, and the other one,
Daedalus.
Daedalus is more of, it wants to, what is it, good? Expand their reach into robotics would be like, I mean, they're both fighting for power at this point. They're like two rival tech companies. That's the only two tech companies that are left. And then, of course, you have the other cults around the city, or you say. So they're more of, they're wanting to, they're in it for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
they're
both evil, I think. We think at this point. They're not good people.
So Hunter tells Lemon that she needs to come with them because when they were in the Kraken in the first book, they scanned her and she is important.
Yes.
She's going to bring Daedalus down and biomass up.
Yes. So Hunter wants to take her to City Hive, which is a not new introduced to the book, but new to us as readers because we've only been mentioned. They're not, and we're still not even gone there yet. That's the only place in the whole, like, map that we've not been. So I assume book 3. So, of course, Zeke runs back, and it's a couple hours later. Lemon's gone. Cricket is still Cricket.
Well, Cricket's gone too.
Yes, I think so.
So Lemon and Cricket are both gone.
And Zeke is just like,
he's like, okay.
I don't know what to do. But Hunter and Lemon Fresh, before Zeke makes any decision on where he's going to go, find out that Hunter finds out that Lemon is sick. Has sickness. Yeah, the radiation sickness. And she can't get her to City Hive in time.
Yes.
She sent a couple bees to report in. And so they decide to stop at the next closest town, which is New Bethlehem.
Yeah. Which I kept, in my notes, I didn't write out Bethlehem. I just put New Beth.
I just put MB. I was like, I got this. So as Hunter tells them that they're going to head to New Bethlehem, she leaves a note for Zeke. Yeah. Okay. Now back to Zeke. He decides to follow the trail until...
No, he
follows...
Yeah, he follows and then... Okay.
It's like literally his feet from...
her note.
Her note. And he's like, I'm gonna get Preacher! I don't understand his logic, but, I mean, I do, but I don't.
Well, Preacher can track things. That's what he does.
He has a Blitzhound that can track things. Are they that rare?
Regardless.
Zeke is a little messed up because he's heartbroken. Okay, well, we'll give him a pass on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give him a pass on this
one. Poor Zeke. He's just like, I told her I wasn't going to leave her. She's gone now, so now I got to find her.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and he's, of course, all torn up about Eve, Anna, his siblings, chip on his shoulder.
Yes.
Or slot in his chest, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So then it kind of goes back to Cricket. He got sold to New Bethlehem, and the leaders of New Bethlehem is the Brotherhood. In particular, Sister D.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun. And this is where I feel like in the first book, it talked about people being mean to robots.
Uh-huh.
Mean being, they're not people, but also I feel like robots have feelings. I know, hot topic.
Cricket has feelings.
Yes, sure. Yes. And so this, I think you finally see how shitty people are to the robots.
Yes.
So Cricket is, grew up under Silas, who built him, to care for Eve. And he's always felt love. Like, of course, Eve told him to shut up sometimes, but he's never had to, just, hey, shut down because I want you to, or shut up because he never felt the way that he feels with the people he's with now.
Yes.
So, of course, he gets sold, and since he's in a kind of mecha battle drone robot, they force him to fight in the battle drone. Or war dome. I'm mixing up a couple different here, sorry. And so he kind of relies on his fights that he saw with Eve and completely won the first one by accident. And he's like, I didn't want to kill him. But he was ordered to either fight until you die or fight until you kill the other robot. So he couldn't disobey a command.
Yes. Which is part of the laws.
Yes. Which I don't like. Anyways.
I mean, they're in place for a reason.
I know.
While Cricket is fighting in the War Dome. Lemon has stole some credits, and she's going to get medicine. That's her goal.
Yes.
So they go to this apothecary, I guess. I guess it's just a general store.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's Solemn's shop.
And the robot kind of gives her sass. And she goes, well, I'm going to die. You can't let me die. And he's like, well, I didn't cause it, so...
Yes, and he's the first robot that we have encountered at this point, besides the LifeLikes, because they don't count in this equation, that can... It's a really...
Bend the rules?
Yes. I was trying not to go there yet, but yes, can kind of bend the rules so he's not disobeying them. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that for now. So... Of course, the credits that she stole are registered to the person that she stole them from, and he's like, I can't accept these, they're stolen, and she's like, are you serious right now? And so they both leave, Lemon and Hunter, and they kind of wait for their moment because everyone's going to the fight at the War Dome. Entertainment. Yeah. No TV, what else you fucking do, you know? So they go back in after they think the coast is clear. Lemon uses her powers to get into the shop and just steal stuff. Which, granted, the robot was kind of a dick, so I
mean, she pretty much zaps him out of commission.
Yes, for a little bit, because I thought he was dead there. Surprise!
Yeah!
So, what I learned about this book is anyone you think that's dead is not. Until you know.
For sure
that they're dead.
So, they cause a whole big commotion.
Mm-hmm.
Cricket wins his fight.
Against Thunderstorm. Sorry, I thought it was a ridiculous
Before Cricket's fight, they brought out two deviants. And they hung them up on crosses because they're a religious cult.
Because they're different. They are gifted, which is why they're deviants.
Yes. And Lemon's like, well, I can't leave them here. We can't just go past them and leave them here. And Hunter's like, all right.
I know. I love this Hunter because it's so funny because she's like, I guess. Because she's almost like a mother figure to her at this point because Lemon has got her to talking, kind of made that connection, and Hunter's like, okay, so they steal a monster truck that Lemon can't even get up in. And has to use the good Bible, the good book. So,
to be fair, Lemon is 5 foot.
Yeah, that's true. 15 to 16 years old, because we don't know. So, there's a lot of funny stuff like that, where she's like, because I guess the good book says that something will provide, like, God will provide, or something to that effect, and she's like, sure did provide. I'm like, oh! There's just so many of little, like, tad bits like that you definitely want to read the book to get, because they're fucking hilarious.
So, she gets the two down. One of them's in worse shape than the other one.
Yes.
Her name is Diesel, the one that's in trouble. And then, the guy that's with her is Grim.
Yes.
Which, I love this whole little...
Yep. Yes. So as they're going out of the city, New Bethlehem, the Brotherhood are not fucking happy about the whole, hey, you're stealing deviants, you stole our car. They're pissed, okay? So they come after them. And the guy, because we don't know his name until they get a little bit later, but Grim wakes up Diesel and he's like, hey, we need help. And Lemon's like, what? And Hunter is in the passenger. She got shot, but she's still alive at this point.
Because she's a robot.
Because she is a robot. Yeah, sorry. I think, we said that. So, they thin him out a little bit. They're still not gonna make it. So, Hunter says Lemon is important and sacrifices herself. and we assume she dies?
Yes, but we get Diesel's power in this moment.
Yes.
So Diesel can open up portals and close them at random, pretty much.
Yes.
Where she can see. She
Yes.
has to be able to see it.
Yes. Which reminds me of a video game called Portal.
Yeah.
And so when I first had this scene, I was like, oh, she can move like dirt is what I was thinking until they explain her power a little bit later. I'm like, oh, that was so much cooler. But the other power would have been cool too.
Yeah. So during the fight, she like cuts a car in half and like...
Yeah. Fucking amazing. Amazing. So they get away. And then this is when it comes back to Eve. This is like the end of part 1 before part 2.
Yes.
It goes back to Eve. Eve has congregated all of the family. Besides Anne, because no one knows where Anne is. So she talks with Ural? Is that how you say his name? Ural,
yeah.
Yeah. His name. Gabriel, Faith, Patience, and Verity. To convince them to work together. And she's like, why are you guys are stupid. You guys want the same fucking thing. That you want to find Anne. No matter what outcome you want. The key is finding Anne. Because Gabriel wants to make more LifeLikes. Because, he's missing a little bit of his life, Grace. And then the other ones want to get the virus, which they need Anne's blood for.
Yes. The virus can remove the laws from all the robots.
Yes. It's kind of like a computer virus. And then they ask Eve what she wants, and she wants Anne dead.
Yes, because she wants to be the only one. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think she's conflicted because...
she was supposed to be Anne,
yeah,
but she's Eve. And I think it's just her trying to figure out who she is. And it's just a little bit misguided here in the beginning.
And she has, like, fake memories that she's trying to, like, get rid of, and...
Yeah.
A lot.
So that's kind of their plan. And then it goes to part 2. And let's see here. It cuts back to Zeke. And him and the preacher have a plan. So the preacher doesn't have any legs and only one arm. So the majority of this scene, or the majority of like maybe the next 10%, he's just strapped to Zeke's back.
And also, Zeke's like, if you do anything that I don't like, I'll blow you up.
Yes, he has strapped some explosives to him. So there's that. So the goal is to get back to Preacher's Blitzhound, because they can track humans with the 1 drop of blood. And so they're heading to the nearest town because of the bike they took from Babel. It's not meant to be a sand bike.
Yeah.
And so they go to the closest town to repair their bike. And guess who they see walking down the street?
Eve. But also, Preacher thinks that they're going after Eve. He doesn't know that Lemon is the deviant at this point.
No, he does not. He's trying, because Zeke is trying to do everything he can protect her, because who Preacher works for, which is the Daedalus Technologies, wants to kill all deviants too.
Yes.
Why? I know why, because they don't care about all deviants. They care about the ones that can harm technology, which
Lemon can.
She can fry shit, so yes.
We got an X-Men situation going on.
You know what's kind of funny? I'll tell you later. Wait, no, we're fucking talking about it now. So later on, the Major calls them Homeo Superior.
Uh-huh.
That's the term they use in X-Men.
Because they've got mutants.
Yeah, because they have powers, and I'm like, sorry, I think you can go a little bit. Okay, so
I mean, Grimm's power is very X-Men.
Oh, yes. I mean,
so is Diesel's.
Yeah, I was pretty say. Yeah, I mean, they're cool. Okay, I want to have powers. Okay, so can I switch it back to Lemon, Grimm, and Diesel? They get to their hideout, and it's like this underground military bunker.
Yes. Diesel and Lemon are both not doing good because Lemon has the rad sickness.
Oh, yes. She's
And
died.
I think Diesel got shot or something.
She got shot, and then they both got beat because, Brotherhood are like, we're going to nail you to the cross, but we're going to beat the living shit out of you first.
Yes.
So they're kind of in bad shape. So then this is where we meet the fourth deviant that we know of.
Yes.
Named Fix. I love him. Anyways, it's fine.
We'll get to it.
Yes, we'll get to it. So Fix can heal things, but it has to do with transference. So they have all these plants and trees. So transference from the plants and trees to heal people.
Yes.
So he has to have a life source to transfer the energy from. It's important. Also kind of sucks because, they're in a barren wasteland and he just killed, majority of their plants.
So this is a little bit of foreshadowing. I'm just gonna
Yes.
point that out there.
I didn't want to see it, okay? I didn't want to see it.
Because while he was fixing Lemon and Diesel, he used some of his, life essence.
Yes, because he didn't want to, kill the pear trees that they
just planted,
which, fair enough. I get it. And I want to say that's kind of the end of that chapter. And then it goes back to Cricket. And this is where we kind of meet Abraham. Yeah. We met him in the other chapters. He's the guy that fixed him up. But this is where we kind of really get to know his character.
Yes.
Sister D, of course, is his mom. Abraham's mom.
Which is also kind of foreshadowing.
Yes. Yes. So Sister D sends a convoy after the deviants, and Cricket kind of slips up and talks about how he knows Lemon, which is not a good thing around these types of people. So they kind of get a little bit of information, and of course they ask him, well, where is she? And he's like, I don't know. I've been here. What do you mean? And then they tell him to shut up. And then she's with a couple other Brotherhood people, and she smacks them around because they let the deviants go.
Yes.
And one of them had a cigar in their mouth,
which was Brother War.
Yes. And so it kind of rolls under the table, and it's a mechanic shop. There's some shit that can blow up. So we're supposed to know that. As they're still talking, they leave. So it's just Cricket and Abraham in the room, and there's an explosion caused from the cigar, and Cricket sees that Abraham is a deviant. And I think he can use telekinesis, but it's not really said.
Yeah, I think it's
some kind of yes. That's what I kind of... Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page. And he freaks out because Cricket saw him, and he tells him to shut down because he's mad.
Go sleep.
Yes. Then it kind of switches back to Lemon. So it switches from Lemon to Zeke to Cricket to Eve, and there's a bunch of switching. So if you don't...
That's the four main ones.
Yeah, the four main ones. I don't think there's any other... There are a couple different POVs, but I feel like the main ones are Eve, Lemon, Zeke, Cricket, and Preacher.
Yeah. I think the main ones are Lemon and Zeke.
Yes. The majority of this book is about Lemon. So Lemon finally is able to take a shower. First time ever, I think, in her life. Or at least clean clothes, everything. It has, obviously amenities. Being, scavenger, she hasn't had the greatest life. So she finally gets caught on sleep. She loves their whatever chocolate protein bar thingies. And Major, who is basically the old guy that kind of runs the military base like a military base. I guess he used to be part of the base. We don't really know a lot about him just yet. And he's like, you're with your own people, And so this is where Lemon is really torn of, like, do I stay? Do I go to find my friends? Like, I finally found someone where it feels like she fits in.
So during this whole time, you get to meet the gang. And you also, Lemon has a clover necklace charm that she thinks she lost. But I think Grimm finds it for her. He's like, oh, I had this in my pocket. Here you go.
Yes.
That's important later.
Yes.
Grimm likes to call her Love, which... yes.
I wonder if he is British, because it didn't really say if he was, but that's...
So in the audiobook, it kind of had, like, a British accent.
Okay. So, yeah, that makes sense.
So, Grimm can, like, freeze things, and then he can also make fire, I guess.
So
it's hot and cold.
Yeah. He can... he talks about, like, radiated heat. So he can kind of take energy sources and make them do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, if he wants something to be really hot or really cold, or transfer energy from, you know, this space to that space, stuff like that.
Yeah. So that's Grimm's power. There's also a bunch of books in their little hideout, and he gives her Darwin's book about evolution, and she learns about, like, oh, maybe we are the next step in evolution.
Right. Which is what Major has been saying, that you guys are the future, and we gotta fight back.
Yes. Major kind of has the ability to see people in his dreams.
Yes. Only when he's asleep, he can see things, and that he sees things that he thinks are important, or yeah, that's about all I got.
Yeah.
He can see important things in his sleep.
Diesel has portal powers. Fix can heal people, bring things to life. He takes energy from one thing and pulls it into another. Diesel and Fix are a couple.
Yes. They are a couple.
In this little family, they have a little swear jar.
I did love that.
So instead of money, because they don't really have currency, they put their names down for jobs that they don't want to do. Yeah.
Their name gets put in the jar, then whatever job no one wants to do, the shit job. The more you swear, the more your name's in the jar. Which is kind of cute.
Yes.
So, I'm sorry, did you want to talk about anything else?
No, you can go ahead.
So then it switches back to Zeke and the preacher, and why the other LifeLikes or his siblings are in this random town that they just happen to be in. Well, they decide to, we don't really know, but they go to this gang member hideout. It's not a hideout, but it's their, like, base, maybe. And they're called the Kill Dolls. So they just decide to murder all of them.
I think Eve starts that whole murder.
Yes. And this is where Eve kills her first human.
Yeah.
Consciously. Yeah, I can say it that way. Because I was like, I don't think she's killed anyone else yet. Yeah. So this is where we kind of see her personality kind of take on a different role from Anne's.
Yes.
Anne was supposed to be, like, sweet, gentle, and Eve is modeled after her. And so Zeke is like, oh no, she's being forced into something. That's where Zeke's head's at. And then he sees her kill that one human, just basically like, slap him, and then he's dead because she doesn't realize how much strength she has. Yeah. And he's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. So this is where Zeke is like, okay, like, something's not right. Which, duh.
And this is where a battle ends.
Yeah, so, his siblings kill everyone and then go down to the basement, and it turns out their hideout, or base, the gang's base, was an old Genos outpost. And So then Zeke kind of figures out that they're looking for Anne.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my god, I gotta follow them just to make sure Anne's not there. Because, you know, he's still in love with Anne, no matter where his brain thinks Eve is Anne and all that.
He's like, if they're gonna find her, I'm gonna save her.
Yes.
Pretty much.
To basically 1.5 against 6. Because Preacher's just a half of a guy
and
right
Preacher's
now.
drunk at this point.
Yeah, he's drunk, and Zeke gave him a pistol against fucking LifeLikes. Like, are you serious?
So, somehow they end up off of a cliff and into the ocean.
Yes.
After this battle.
Yeah.
Which is, the ocean's not water, it's mainly plastic at this point.
Plastic sludge ocean. Imagine that with a great sense of grossness.
Yes. So, Preacher, like, unhooks himself from Zeke because Zeke is unconscious at this point. I think
and sinking, yes.
So he goes up, he knows that something's is following him at this point, and he's like, oh no. He gets onto this, like, plastic island.
It's so I kind of imagine it's like the Grand Canyon, just full of trash, because it's kind of how they envision it. And so there's like these stairs on the side of the canyon that he just happened to find. Fine. And it's
meanwhile he doesn't have legs at this point.
No, he's like one arming it up. That takes Army Crawl to a whole new level. And it is this, so this tongue comes out and grabs him. And he takes his emergency little pea shooter out of his, like, forearm or some shit. And empties it into the whatever thing's tongue. Found out it's a huge fucking toad. And he's trying to swallow him for some reason.
I mean, instead of plastic.
I guess organic is where it's at, I guess.
Kind of, because he's got...
I know, he's mostly robot at this point, but Preacher is still kind of human.
Yeah.
10% human. We'll go with that. I think he still has a brain or some shit.
So, while he's fighting this toad, something shoots it and kills it. Mm-hmm. And it's Zeke. And Zeke's like, I saved your life.
And the Preacher's like, hey, sorry I dropped you. And he's like, nah.
No, whatever.
Yeah, no harm. And then this is where they kind of make a true, like, partnership. He's like, I saved your life. Help me save. I think he's realized Lemon at this point because he saw Eve. So he realized that Lemon is the deviant he was after, and that's who Zeke is trying to find. And let's see here. A little bit before that, Major tries to talk Lemon into staying. Mm-hmm. She's like, no, I need to find my friends. And she means Cricket and Zeke at this point. And so as they're talking, Major shows her, or she sees the picture of his long lost daughter. He doesn't know what happened to her after everything kind of went to shit. And she
was pregnant at the time.
She was pregnant, yeah. She's pregnant in the picture, I think. And she is wearing that 5-leaf clover necklace that Lemon has.
Yes. And Major said, oh, I gave that to her on her 16th birthday. And Lemon's like, wait a minute. That means we're related.
Yes. So the Major is her grandpa. You know? And then she decides to stay for a little bit because he's like, well, you're not used to no one unless you learn how to control your power. And she's like, that's probably a good idea. So she stays a little bit to kind of know her limits. She's terrible at her gift. And then Grimm and her get a little bit closer.
Yes.
And then, this is my favorite part. Solomon reboots Cricket and basically is like, you're a dumb robot. And he's like, I was told to shut down. And he's like, you never heard of bending the rules?
And he goes, you were told to shut down, but you can also boot yourself back up because there wasn't a time limit.
Yes. So he kind of, This is lawyer 101. Basically, like contracts that is very specific. If you're gonna give a command or like make a deal with the devil, you need to
or
be
a fairy.
Ooh, yes, I'm sorry, yes. You have to be very specific on the terms of the agreement or the command. So Solomon kind of shows Cricket that you can do as the humans command, but if they don't give a time limit, then you can, do your own thing in between, kind of.
Yeah.
But then he also said you have to be careful because humans don't fucking like this.
Obviously.
Yeah, they don't feel, don't like to feel like they're not in control or some shit. And then this is where Abraham comes in and he's gonna wipe Cricket because he knows the secret.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh.
I know, I was like, you better fucking not, bitch, I'll kill you. So basically,
DNF his book right now.
I know. I might would have, it would have been rough. So Cricket's like, I'm a war machine that has there's tons of programs of wars and battles. Like, you want to wipe that? I'll keep your secret because we're friends, right? And so basically Cricket kind of convinces him not to. And then he's like, but you can upload some more data for me for killing stuff, right? Because I need that. But he obviously doesn't tell him that. Yes. And then this is where it goes back to Lemon, and the Major says, "Hey, I had a dream," and everyone's like, "Quiet, okay. What did you see?" And then he talks about Zeke and Preacher killing a whole bunch of people at the town that they were at. Obviously, we know it wasn't him. It was his siblings, because they're fucking crazy. But obviously, Lemon doesn't know
that what's truly going on.
Yes.
She thinks that Zeke left her. He's like, oh, he's going after Anne.
Yes, that's exactly what. And so then she's like, okay. I feel so bad for Lemon during all this, because she just wants somewhere to call home.
Yeah.
And wants to fit in, wants to be with people that love her for her.
But Grimm's helping her.
Oh, I know Grimm's helping her.
He's also helping her with her, gifts, too. Which...
Yeah, that's true. So then Lemon's like, okay, well, fuck Zeke, fuck herself, yeah. Fuck Eve, fuck everyone else. She's like, but I want to get back to Cricket.
Yes.
Cricket, is family. And so she tells the Major this, hey, I want to go. And he's like, well, you're wanted by a lot of people. Let's not. But I'll send the others for recon.
Yeah.
If that will please you.
And she's like, I don't want that either.
Yeah. Because she doesn't want anyone else, going after her family. Because then, anything that happens, she would feel guilty.
Yes.
So the LifeLikes are just hitting outpost after outpost, trying to find Anne, killing whoever is in their way. And this is where we finally see that Eve is not Anne. She is unbecoming Anne.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. So then it's on to part 3, which is the last part of the book. So this is after the Major told her about his dream. He said that he'll send the others for recon for her, that he just wants her to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
And she wakes up from a dream about Cricket, and she's like, Cricket, I need him. And so then he sends out Graham, Diesel, and Fix in the monster truck, because it's better to kind of have some camouflage of the Brotherhood, because no one likes to fuck with the Brotherhood.
Yeah, also if they get captured by the Brotherhood, they're dead, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even with Fix.
Yeah. But Lemon stowed away in the truck.
Because of course you did.
Of course.
Rules.
Yes. This is what I was hoping for, the entire time. She's like,
yeah.
Yes. So they find her and they're like, oh, this is a bad idea. And she's like, I want to find my friend. You guys can go back, She
goes, this is my truck. I stole it.
Can't driving without a seat, you know, or a big Bible, but, you know, it's fine. So they all decide to, like, go with her. Which I was like,
because Grim is like, I'm gonna go regardless, pretty much. Yes. And another one's like, okay, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, and then Diesel's like, well, if Fix is going, I have to go. So, yes. Let's see here. And then it kind of goes back to Cricket into another fight, but they're in a different town. The Jugger town?
Yeah.
And Cricket is like, Abraham, I do not want to fight. Please don't make me go. And he's like,
I kind of had to.
Okay. I think he was going to. Yeah. And he asked his mom, like, I don't think he's ready yet. And his mom's like, he better be. And he's like, I can't betray my mom. She sacrificed so much. And that's all we get. She sacrificed so much for him. And that's all we know at this point.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we switch to Lemon. Unless we might have a Zeke. In between. I think it's Lemon that we switched because they go back to where the tank is.
Yes. A little bit before Crick's fight, the town gets attacked, and this is okay. So the LifeLikes are looking for Anne. They kind of split up as a distraction. One goes to the outpost, and the other one kind of makes some noise some other places. And this is where Abraham saves his mom and a group of Brotherhood followers from a grenade with his telekinesis. And guess what? He's a deviant. And then it goes back to Lemon at the tank.
So they go to the tank to see what they can find about Cricket, if he walked away or if he got dragged away or whatever.
Yeah.
While they're there, they see another bee, first of all.
Yeah.
And then the Brotherhood shows up.
Yeah, it's a party.
And then more bug things are dropped on them.
Yeah, bug-like creatures. Yes, I agree with that because even from the description, I'm like, what now?
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically it is an all-out battle, and this is where Lemon finds out that Cricket was sold to New Bethlehem, place I just, ran from. And then the new hunter with all of her friends, and the Brotherhood battle it out. Some shots are fired. Fix gets injured.
Fix gets shot in the chest.
No, Diesel gets shot in the chest.
Both of them get shot. Cause
he gets shot in like the
I think
thigh?
he gets shot in like the back or something.
Oh, okay.
Because they think he's dead because he falls off a cliff.
He falls off. Yeah.
And then Diesel's like, "No, portal."
Yes.
She portals him to her.
But yes, those two get injured. I don't think Grim or
Lemon.
Yeah, they don't get. Yeah. But as they're escaping, the bugs are overpowering the monster truck, and Lemon finally uses her power. And I want to say it kind of injures the humans too.
Yeah.
She just kind of pushes her power out, but they're still dying, but not because of her.
Yeah. So they get away from the bugs and Hunter and all the nonsense. And, man.
This hurt my soul!
So Diesel's in bad shape. Fix
dying.
Is in bad shape. And Fix is like, okay, pull over.
I knew exactly when he said pull over. I knew.
Listen. He tells the other two to stay away from him. That he's gonna do what he needs to do to get Diesel better.
Yes. It would have made sense if he just stayed. Killed the other motherfuckers that, are whatever. But I get it. They couldn't.
Yes.
So basically, Fix uses his power to draw every sort of energy or healing he can from the earth, even the worms. Poor the worms. So there's like a dry spot in the desert, and then he takes whatever else he has to from himself to fix Diesel.
And it's
so
enough
sad.
to kill him.
It's so sad. I was like, wow.
And then Diesel wakes up and she doesn't know what happened.
But then she figures out pretty damn quickly that Fix is an asshole and killed himself to fix her. Like, it's not what she wanted.
No. I'm upset he's spaghetti.
I am so upset. So I feel like if he would have trusted the other two, he could have healed her.
Yeah, if they would have,
But I don't think he knew how to control it because that was his first time doing self-transfer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think he didn't know if he could not kill. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's what his main thought was. But yes. Friends! Help friends! Even if they have to die a little bit.
This killed my whole soul.
Yes, Diesel is, like, fucking heartbroken. You know what I mean? Because they were really in love. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, we're the only two people here. Like, no. They loved each other.
So after that, they Fix his body. They take Fix his body and the rest of them back to the compound.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then you kind of see a couple hours later, Zeke and the preacher go back to the tank. And they're like, oh shit, what happened here? And then this is where preacher figures out the biomass is after Lemon as well.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, I gotta call this in. And Zeke's like, no you don't. Okay, it's your funeral, dude. And then it's the major at the bunker, and he's like, I saw.
Okay. Listen.
Okay.
And then he goes, I know people are going to come after you. Biomass is after you.
Every fucking body's after you. So yes, the major's like, okay, Lemon, I need you to open this door.
Yeah. And he tells Grim and Diesel to stay where they are.
Yes.
And he goes, I need you to open this door. Nobody else can do it.
And the door is named Miss O.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That kind of tells you a little bit about what's in there. So Lemon's like, I can't do this. I'm gonna fry everything. And he's like, the major, her grandpa, is like, I believe in you. Okay, I'll try. And that's like how she learns her power.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just by doing. Like, she's just like, I can do this. He believes in me. I got this. So it's a silo that holds 7 missiles. And Lemon starts to feel uneasy with some of the comments that he's making.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I'm gonna dip out here for a little bit. Like, so she slowly backs out of the room. And so she's trying to piece things together.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes to his office. And that's where she figures out he's not a deviant.
Nope.
He sees things through the satellite because that's the satellite station.
Yeah. And also,
go for it. Tell the kicker in this.
Also, she sees the picture of her mom without the clover on. So she's like, oh, maybe that's not my mom. The major comes in, and obviously she knows his secret at this point.
Yeah, he's like, you'd be surprised what you can do with some photo editing.
Yeah. He gives his villain monologue here.
Yes. Spoilers, they're not related.
No. His daughter is Sister D.
So that makes him
Michael, or
Saint Michael, basically the person that founded the Brotherhood. Who, what did they kill?
Deviants.
Yeah. So this is where he goes into this villain monologue where he's like, I fucking hate deviants. They're the fucking blasphemousness of God. And he's like, but I needed someone to open this door.
Yeah.
What?
And what? Abraham's his grandson, obviously. The reason that Major is in the silo is because Sister D tried to kill him because he found out that Abraham was a deviant.
Yes. So she did it to save her son.
Yes.
Good mother of the year.
Kind of.
That year.
Not any other year.
No! But I do have to give her credit. She did protect her son.
Kind of.
Kind of.
So, we switch back to Cricket.
What?
And, they get back to New Bethlehem. Obviously, all the people are, like, freaked out because of Abraham. And Abraham's gonna leave. And his mom shows up. And she basically tells him that he can't leave because she's gonna sacrifice him.
Yeah. Basically, she's like, yeah, I really can't protect you on this one, so sacrifice.
And then she
Pretty
makes Cricket shut down.
Yes. Yeah. So, goes back to the silo, sorry, the wool coming out. The military bunker, and Grimm kind of comes up the stairs, and he's like, what the fuck is all this? Like, what's going on? The major just shoots him point blank, and Lemon is like, and figures out how to kill humans with her powers.
Yeah, she shuts him off.
Yeah.
But not before he set the missiles to strike 7 different cities.
Yeah, basically 7 major cities that are left over, you say.
So, Lemon goes after Grimm, and she's like, please, don't be dead.
Yeah, and he's wearing a fucking bulletproof vest. He probably cracked a rib or two, because that was at point blank range.
Yes.
And so they end up disarming because Grimm can direct power. So Lemon decides to fry the motherboard and all of the missiles, with Grimm protecting her from the major heat coming out of the fucking missile. It's going up. So they end up disarming 6 out of 7. The 7th one just happened to be going to New Bethlehem.
Yes.
Which, at this point, should just die. There's nothing good about this city. And so Grimm's like, okay, Dee's, come on, we need to go. And Lemon's like, okay, I'll go with you. And he's like, no. And then has like the warrior send-off where he like kisses her and he's like, I'll be back, girl. And Lemon is just, she likes him. I don't know if love is but she's like, how are you gonna get there? And he's like, diesel power. I love this. So basically, she makes portals and they go faster.
They jump from
I love it. Why did they do that to begin with? But I kind of understand it probably doesn't take a lot of power.
Yeah. Well, she was shot. She was like half dead for both the car rides.
Yes, that's true. So of course Diesel is like, why should we? And Grimm's like, because Fix would want that. And she's like, fuck, using him against me. So that's where they go. And then it goes back to Cricket. Cricket wakes up.
Yes.
You want to take it from here?
Love this one. So, him and Solomon are talking, and he's like, well, I want to save Abraham because Abraham's my friend, and he doesn't deserve to die.
Yeah.
But he can't go against Sister D because she is human. And Solomon's like, well, there's not really a way to bend the rules. You might as well just let the kid die. And
light bulb moment.
Like, that's not what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm going to shut down. And then when I wake up, my audio
will be disabled. Yes. And he's like, Solomon's like, how? And he's like, you're going to take this stick and put it here. And so, yes, the workaround is, or the loophole, is that since he can't hear, he can't follow commands. Which, yeah. I mean, he still can't kill people. Because it's part of the law. But he doesn't have to listen to their commands.
Yes, because he can't hear them.
Yeah. So they bust in to rescue Abraham, and then they see Zeke and Preacher at the gate. And Zeke's like, yummy, comical, okay?
Zeke's like, okay, well, here's Cricket. And he wants to know where Lemon is. They don't know.
Yeah, so, all major players kind of already are at New Bethlehem, and, as Cricket is fighting the Brotherhood rescued Abraham, the other LifeLikes show up.
Yes. Faith does a distraction for the other LifeLikes, and then they go to wherever they're going, to find Anne.
Yeah, another outpost.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where, but yeah. So, Faith and Verde are in like this kind of ship, and Cricket's like, they have stuff. I can't do it, and Solomon's like writes it on his little board, old school, and he's like, yeah, and just throws like this like stall. I think it's like new meat stall or something like that. Their food. And crashes the ship, and they fight. They fight. Abraham comes up, helps Cricket. This is where it gets fuzzy. I don't know if they're actually dead or not. But they got their ass kicked.
They're down for the count, for sure.
Yes, 100%. Like, that's no question. I'm just not sure if they're dead yet.
Yeah.
Because the only way to kill a LifeLike is to rip their head off.
I don't know.
Unsure. Unsure on that one. So yes, all out fight, and then Zeke goes to where the outpost is there. Realizes that Eve and Gabriel and some of the other ones are already there, and they have found Eve.
Yes.
Or Anne. Sorry. And this is where Zeke is like, his like fear has come to light. Where they found Anne. Yay. But she's not dead, and she's not really alive either.
She's kind of in a
like a coma. Yeah. And with no, I don't know. She's in a coma in this glass dome thingy. This is where you kind of see Eve just looking at Anne in like the cryo tube thing.
Yeah.
And Eve is like having her hand around her own throat and really having an identity crisis.
I mean, she comes across the one other person that's pretty much her.
Yes. And so she tells Gabe, like, why don't we just leave her here? Gabe, whatever. Why don't we just leave her here? If she wakes up, she wakes up. We can just take a vial of blood.
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought you wanted her fucking dead. And she's like, I don't know. She's rethinking everything at this point now that she sees. I think she thought it was all a fantasy. Like, that the rumor wasn't actually true, that Anne was still alive.
Yeah.
And so the seeing her kind of like put doubts in her head, she's like, I don't know about this. And this is where Preacher comes in.
Yeah, and he starts blasting.
Okay, so he kills, I know for sure, he kills your
the one that starts with a U.
Yeah, that's what she said. Definitely kills him. Like, 100%. Incapacitates Gabriel and Eve. Plans on taking Gabriel, Eve, and Anne. Anne?
Yeah, Anne.
Yeah, I don't like how that sounds, but yes. Also Anne. There we go. And then kind of tells Zeke, I betrayed you because of Daedalus. Sorry, man. And he's like, why? You know, and he's like, well, they saved me first, man. Loyalty, and I'm saving you, so technically
we're payback.
Yeah, we're even now, motherfucker. And as Daedalus is like picking him up with the two LifeLikes and the one comatose girl, and leaves Zeke knocked out.
I think he shoots him, and then he's like incapacitated.
Yes, yeah, where he has to heal, where he can't get up immediately. And he kind of tells Cricket via Solomon about the missile incoming, that they kind of got a transmission about it. And so Cricket tries to warn everyone, like, because he can still talk, he just can't hear anything, for everyone to run.
And he sees people coming inbound in a truck.
Yes. He sees who we know as Grim and Diesel, and he doesn't know who they are. And then the last chapter.
The last chapter.
The first book ended on a cliffhanger. I don't know why I was expecting the second book not to, but yes. So Lemon is at the base, bunker, satellite, whatever, and sees the mushroom cloud of the exploded silo, or the missile. And so she thinks the worst, because she has no way to confirm.
Yeah.
Or doesn't think to look at his satellites, whatever.
And she fried the computer, so she didn't have the satellites.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she had to, she kind of fries them, so it's fine. So then she sees, bees, and Hunter takes her, because what's left for her?
Yeah. Because she thinks everybody that she knows is dead. What I think happened is that Diesel created a portal and hopped the bomb.
Oh.
So it didn't destroy the city.
She could have portaled it and then went back up into space.
Yeah.
But it depends on if it had targeting software or not. Because it still exploded. It exploded no matter what. There is a mushroom cloud of some sort. So, yes.
I don't think Grim and Diesel.
Oh,
and definitely not Cricket are dead.
It better not fucking be. That's all I got to say. Well, because Zeke was also still there. So everyone that we know from the entire book is in New Bethlehem besides
Lemon.
Besides Preacher, and Gabriel, and Eve. So 5 out of the, how many fucking characters? 20?
Yeah.
Yes. So, gotta read the third book. Thanks.
Yeah. Which is called True Life, so I'm wondering who that one's gonna have the main.
It's definitely gonna be about Lemon in City Hive, but that's as far as I know.
Yeah.
So, now that we have recapped the first book a little bit for you guys, talked about the second book, what is your rating?
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay. I don't know what you gave the first one.
I don't know what I gave the first one either.
Hold, please. I got it in my
book. I think
book.
it's about the same.
Actually, right here. I gave it a 3. Because it was before we started doing the double rating on the books.
I think this was our first month we did LifeLike.
Yeah, you're actually right. It was the first, Oh, wow. Bringing it back, guys. Whoa. Okay, so you gave it a 4 based on what?
I just had a good time with it. Like, it was...
Yeah.
But Jay Kristoff knows how to freaking rip out somebody's heart. God dang.
You tell me, girl. You telling me. What else have you read by Jay Kristoff then?
So I read the Nevernight trilogy.
Okay.
And I've read the first of the Illuminae series.
Okay.
And I've read Empire of Vampires, which
isn't your favorite, I know.
Well, here's the thing. I've liked every other one besides that one. So I'm probably going to go back and read that one.
Okay.
And see if
just to see if it hits differently.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
If it just wasn't the time for me to read that book.
No, I totally understand that. I get it. I gave it a 3.5. I really enjoyed it. I liked it better than the first book. Obviously, just because the first book is more just building up. But it's fast-paced. I don't feel like a lot happens, but a lot does happen.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like, you feel like you're bouncing around between things, but I think it actually helps with the flow. Where you're getting it as, like, in the timeline of order of events, which I like. I don't like, that you read the one character and then it goes back. Well, why they're doing this? This is what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it is kind of hard, though, to bounce between multiple POVs. But I did. I really enjoyed it, and I'm definitely going to read the third one.
Yes, definitely.
And I definitely have to buy them now. For some reason, these books, or at least books by Jay Kristoff, are really hard to find.
Yeah. Except for Empire of Vampires.
I mean, that's probably...
Do you have Nevernight?
Yes. Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. Okay. Because Target has an exclusive edition of Nevernight now. It's
paperback. Why did you have to fucking tell me that?
I know. I've been debating on if I should get it or not.
makes me some money, guys. I don't know why this is okay. What was your sciencey score on it?
4, because of robots.
Oh, okay. I gave it a 1.5. I felt like this one didn't have a lot of, like, obviously it had a lot of science, but I felt like the other one was more of, like, building the robots, fixing robots, the giving, Zeke an arm, like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there are robots in there, but I just didn't feel the same, like, science-y feel that I got from the first book, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, because it was a lot of, like, running around, doing stuff. It wasn't really focused on, besides, her training in that one chapter. I didn't feel like there was a lot of, like, science-y parts. They're just killing people. You know what I mean? That's kind of how But I did like it. Not saying I didn't like
I gave it a 4 because the majority of the characters are robots.
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking actually more of, like, seeing the science, which is kind of fun. It's interesting how we do, like, how differently we think.
Yes.
And then how that goes into our ratings. Okay.
So that was this.
So that was that, yes.
Jay Kristoff is amazing.
A couple of books I've read, yes. I actually have enjoyed him. But yes, he does know how to rip your fucking soul out.
Oh my
God.
God. I want to tell you what happens at the end of Nevernight, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, let's not. Okay. So our next book on the docket is Sunbringer by Hannah Kaner. This is our fantasy pick.
Yes. And then our horror pick is Eternal Ruin by Tigris Grima, which is the sequel to Immortal Dark.
I got that one. So yes, and then we did pick our theme for February.
Yes.
And that's about all we've done so far.
So our theme for next month is going to be witches. And I already have an idea about what our horror is going to be. Sci-fi I think we've already picked.
Yes.
We just got to nail down the other two.
Yes. Which we'll probably tell you in the next episode. So come back.
Yeah.
All right. See ya next time.
Bye.
Bye.